very, very exciting episode of House Calls, the Big Brother Talk Show. I'm your host, Gretchen Massey, here with this week's special guest co-host, Joe Adalian, for his final
Massey.
show.
The final show. It's time to say goodbye.
It is time to say goodbye.
Sad. Memories.
House Calls is on Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific at CBS.com. And now, the real reason you have tuned in. We have the very first all-star evicted from the house. Please welcome Alison. Alison!
Hello, Alison.
Hey.
Morning, guys.
You're not really supposed to be here, according to my predictions.
Wasn't on my agenda either, let me tell you that. But I'm here.
Now, everybody said that it is actually an honor to be the first target and the first one evicted. Do you feel that way?
I would not necessarily think so in a regular Big Brother season, but in All-Stars, absolutely. I'm just totally flattered, especially to be up against Danielle. I mean, she was my personal favorite Big Brother player of all time. So to be up against her and then to be evicted over her, I mean, that's huge.
Right.
I think it's great.
Meaning that you are an even bigger threat.
Yeah.
Because you win competitions.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
You
supposed
are crazy, girl. You are, and I love it.
And we have to ask one question right off the bat.
Okay.
People who watch the show on TV didn't see this, but people who watch the live feeds did see this. At one point a couple days ago, you actually climbed into a pot.
Oh, yeah, I did.
I mean, that is sneaky. How did you come up with that idea?
Oh, no, it wasn't intended to be sneaky at all. Will actually was walking by and goes, Alison, see if you can fit in that pot. So I was like, okay, hopped right in the pot, and then he's like, oh my God, we could cover you up and hide you. So next thing you know, they put pillows on me, and I jumped out and like scared Boogie, and it was just for fun.
Ah, see, yeah, the part that we heard about on the feeds made it sound like
You were
it was much
eavesdropping.
more sneaky and manipulative, and you found like a
Just a
little
little?
crazy thing, that, like a snake in a basket.
No, I mean,
I like that. I like running with that.
you know, I
I'm going to
should've
give you
done
credit for that.
Exactly.
I wish I would have, but I didn't.
It is 323 CBS 1000 to get on the air. We are live right now, and Alison is willing to take your calls. You can ask her anything you like. I can't say whether she'll answer it or not, but I give you permission to ask. So that's 323-227-1000. Do you want to take some calls? Joe, would you like to ask
Well, I have a
Alison
question
anything?
for you. You know, you have this reputation going to the house as the evil Allison, sneaky, backstabbing. Did you bring your full game this year? Were you softened by love? You sort of just seemed to, you know, there was some craftiness, but, you know, there's so much more we expected from you.
I know. You know, it wasn't even that I was softened by love. I mean, that is just me, and it's part of growing up, too. I mean, when I did Big Brother 4, it was, you know, I was 22 years old. So I have matured a lot, but I think it's a lot different when you're gunned after. In the first week, you know, people were really after me. They saw me as a big threat, so I couldn't even pull out my game yet.
All right.
Have you noticed that it seems like everyone in the house this season has softened up a bit? And I don't know if that's a strategy, but even Danielle is continually referring to the fact that she got maybe a bad rap, and she really isn't that mean. Even Marcellus is laying pretty low.
Right.
Jace says he's matured.
Yeah.
I mean, all of you reality people have fallen in love, and I think that's so good for life, but is it going to be good for TV? Because nobody's acting like a psycho in there, and that's what I like.
Yeah,
You know,
craziness.
It's the stress of the house that makes you act like that psycho, and it's the stress of the house that makes things a little bit crazy. But I think people are just aware of how they were portrayed the first time around, and they really just want to take it easy. But you know what? Eventually, it's going to come out, and they can't hide it.
You're right,
So-
because it's 3 months.
Yeah.
Right.
Trapped
You
in
cannot
there.
hide that for 3 months.
One more question I have to ask you.
Sure.
All right. You and Janie sort of right at the start got at it. You know, the
Absolutely.
cat fight. Here's my question. Did you ever consider going to her and forming an alliance, blonde power? Because you guys are two alpha females. You guys could have rocked that house. So
Yeah.
we didn't see it on the show. Did you guys ever talk?
You know, I never had the chance to talk to Janelle, but I definitely would have, and I think that would have been one heck of an alliance. But unfortunately, she was after me right from the get-go, and I didn't even know her before the show.
Yeah.
So I didn't have the luxury of having that relationship pre-existing before I went in the house with her. Otherwise,
we
could have tore it up.
might have been a little short-sighted on
Exactly.
Janelle's
Yeah,
part,
yeah.
because you guys could have first at least wowed all the men, and probably the rest of the women. I'm convinced. I really am.
Even if, especially if Yvette were in the house. Yeah.
Jeremy from Chicago. Oh, you know what? We are going to take your calls in a little while. A slight technical difficulty, and that is part of the fun of being live. So, until then,
I
we'll
think
just
you've blown up the
continue asking you
circuit. So many
questions.
calls, it just basically went dead. Yeah, unless I don't know. Maybe we could take a look in at the from last night. There was a clip we wanted to show. If that works, Can we do that?
Nope, right now. Oh,
Nope.
I'm going to pick. Yes? No? All right, okay. So we still are going to look at a clip.
We're going to look at a clip.
For Alison.
Now, this is from James. Now, you're going to get to see some diary room footage here.
Okay.
You, at one point, confronted James and sort of told him almost a little bit what your game plan was, who you were sort of gunning for. And why don't we take a look at what James had to say?
Okay.
Right. All right. Well, that was some sneakies we'll talk about later. But so there you were. Is James being just evil James here? Did you not think that James is part of the Seasick Alliance, as Dr. Will's calling it now?
No, the Seasick Alliance.
know.
Love it.
Dr.
But,
Will.
No, I think that James wishes he was part of that alliance, but when it comes down to it, he's going to be the first one they boot out, and so
Right.
he's just playing stupid right now, because if he would have joined us, he would have gone on for the long haul. We would have had the numbers, and 6 would have been out,
Right.
but he's playing stupid, because if they stay in there, they're going to get rid of him too, because quite frankly, they don't give a shice about James.
Yeah.
It's the internet. You can write it.
I love that you answered that way, because when James was saying that you didn't get that he was in it, when I first saw on the feeds James think that he had been accepted in,
Yeah.
the first thing I thought was, you're the idiot.
Yeah.
You know, you're letting them manipulate you,
Yeah.
feed into your own ego, and you think they like you, but you're not.
No,
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
James was competitive in athleticism and not with brain power, because he's the moron in this case.
Okay. The response is swift from Allison. You do not cross the woman.
No.
Okay,
right.
now it's
Calls,
your turn.
yes. Let's go to
323 CBS 1000. Let's go to Chicago. Jeremy, you are on House Calls. Have you got a question for Allison?
Yes. First of all, I'd like to say congratulations, Alison, for making the cut of the top 14. You're a great competitor.
Thank you.
Second thing is I have a question regarding last night's eviction.
Okay.
Let's assume the vote was turned around, and the 8-2 was 8 against Danielle and 2 against you.
Okay.
Had you stayed last night and won the, without being evicted, and then won the HOH competition right afterwards, who would you have chose to be on the chopping block, and why?
Definitely, I would have chosen Janelle and Kaser. I was going after a Season 6 alliance. I never made that a secret, and I think that Janelle is a great competitor, and I think that Kaser is really the brains behind that whole alliance. So I was hoping to get one of the two out, one of the stronger of the alliance.
All right, in Canada, Evan, you are on with Allison.
Canada.
Oh, hi, Alison. I think you're a
He's
great
nervous
competitor
to
on the
talk
show.
Thank you.
My question is, why did you decide to change the way that you played the game instead of being the Alison that we all knew and hated?
Well, it wasn't even that I intended on changing my gameplay. Unfortunately, I don't feel like I had a good chance to even show my gameplay because I was only in there for a week. But I kind of felt that all of those people, those former house guests, did their homework before I went in the show, and they would know my strategy. So I had to change it just a little bit so I could still be on top of the game. Didn't work.
But there was some chance to do some mild flirting with some of the guys in the Big Brother house, and you didn't really seem to bring that.
Could have. I mean, I could have flirted with Howie, yeah, but I kind of felt like he was mildly retarded. But
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
so is Howie mildly retarded, or is he a little confused too? Because Howie seems to really have developed a crush on Dr. Will,
He's
and it's
emotionally stunted is the problem.
yeah, I just don't think. I think Howie's an 8-year-old trapped in a 30-year-old body, and he just doesn't know any better. I mean, he's funny, he's great. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he was wonderful to have in the house for
Sure.
humor, but I don't know if he's in it to be in it. Like, he's just not there.
so you didn't want to take advantage of that. It would have been
would
cruel.
never
No.
take advantage of Howie ever.
Thank you. Yes, that would be
Leave
icky
Howie's
and
lightsaber
weird.
alone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Chicken
Okay.
George had a better chance than Howie.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Now, see, this is the Allison we love.
Exactly. In Tennessee, Kathy, you're on House Calls.
Yes, I just wanted to say something to Alison. I know she is a very fierce competitor, and I was really impressed with the way that she played the game the last time around. And I thought maybe the impression that I got was that there was a lot of jealousy on her part with Janelle. I mean, I'm not in the house, and I just know. The impression that I got from watching the show was that she appeared like that she was the one that was gunning for Janelle instead of the other way around. And I thought maybe had she befriended Janelle and possibly, instead of going after her, because it appeared to me that she was very jealous of Janelle. I mean, I don't know, but that's
Sure.
So were you?
Sure.
Were you?
Well, no, it wasn't jealousy at all. Actually, if you watch the show, Janelle was HOH and put me on the chopping block, so that means she was coming after me. And then she got the veto and left me on the chopping block, still going after me, and clearly stating that she wanted to come after me. So what am I going to do, sit back like, a dead duck? I don't think so. I'm going to go after her. And it wasn't jealousy at all. It's just two strong, blonde women duking it out. And that's just the way it came down to it.
I think you guys will get a spin-off reality show of your own.
I
Because
love it.
who doesn't like two strong, blonde, beautiful women duking it out?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's go to
Let's call Fox, actually.
Connecticut and talk to Tammy. Tammy, you're on House Calls.
Hi, Janelle. I mean, not Janelle.
Hey, already.
Alison, I just wanted to tell you that, first of all, you are a force to be reckoned with. And if you and Janelle ever got together, oh, my God, would that show fall on its knees. You would be awesome.
I agree.
But I wanted to ask you a question about last night.
Okay.
You were against Danielle up on the chopping block. And when it came down to it, you didn't seem to be going to ask others to get your votes as much as last season or season 4. And you were really rooting for Danielle after you were evicted.
Mm-hmm.
Was there a strong friendship built there in that short of time, or do you still hate it that Danielle's in that house and you're out?
Oh, absolutely not. Actually, after season 4, Big Brother, when I was in there, Danielle had written me an email basically admiring my gameplay. And it was very flattering because I had always thought that Danielle was the best player in Big Brother history. And to this day, I still think that she holds the title. So I am absolutely not upset that she's in there. I think the world of her. And I think that, when it came time to get the votes for the other house guests to stay in the house, she just outplayed me.
So now, since you are not in the game at the moment, who are you rooting for to take it all?
I'm rooting for Danielle and Diane. Either of the two. I think they're both really strong, awesome women. And
Now, Diane, is Diane actually in the Big Brother house this year? Because she has been so quiet.
I know, but that's
Even
good.
on the live feeds, we don't know that she's there.
That's good. That's great because she is strong.
Did you make a mistake not being that quiet?
I couldn't have been that quiet because they were after me right away.
Right.
So it
couldn't
didn't
have
matter.
been-
It didn't matter what
You were
you
just
did.
had a big target
They
on your
had
back.
Decided you were going to be the one.
Come on. I mean, when it came to vetoes, I won them. When it came to manipulating people, I did it. Who's not going to come after me? It was in their best interest because I would have taken them out.
How long did you think you would last in this particular...
First week.
You're kidding.
My father and I called it before I even left. We're like, you're gone number 1. So this is not a shock to be sitting here right now.
Really? Okay. Let's see what I thought.
I was just going to say, let's see. The envelope, please.
We do a little thing where we predict at the very beginning of the season, based on nothing, who's going to go in what order. So,
fun.
for Alison,
This was
let's
Gretchen's
see.
pick. There we go.
I have you going... Oh,
Me too.
me
See?
too.
Uh-huh.
Not far off.
You're not
See?
that bad.
This is the closest I've ever been in a prediction in the 3rd season.
Yep.
God, I'm getting better.
I-
I'm
You
starting
are.
to get you people.
I knew it was either myself or Dr. Will. I just knew
Well,
it.
Dr. Will, by the way, must hate this. He just must hate. He was mad that he didn't get nominated.
He was,
yeah.
He's mad that do you think Dr. Will's going to try to get himself out of this game
I
if at all
think this is
possible?
strategy.
He wants to
I
get out.
think this
He doesn't
is
want to get a
Will's
sequester
strategy.
house, does he?
If he keeps asking to go out, are these people going to really get him out? No, because they think that he's going to do it on his own.
Ooh.
They're not going after him right now because they think he's going to get it all on his own. So I
Little
think this is
psychology from the
strategy,
doctor.
and I think he is much more wittier than we're giving him credit for.
Yeah.
It's not just plastic surgery. Okay.
no.
Now, I also want to ask you about Erika last night. Erika last night, some tears.
Yeah, whatever.
Did you think it was heartfelt? Yeah, what do you
Apparently
think?
not.
No. Okay. I backstabbed Erika in season 4. She has every right to not believe me and to be vengeful towards me. Whatever. I think those tears were not legit at all. I think it was emotions just carrying over her because she had a big decision to make. She had to choose whether she's going to go with 6 or with the rest of the house. And I was part of the rest of the house, and I am her arch enemy from season 4. So I think she was just confused, and it was tears of frustration, not tears of genuine, sorrow or.
Right, because I thought maybe she had really actually realized that she's not a vengeful bitch, like she said.
Vengeance doesn't
But you're
feel
saying
good.
no, but she is a vengeful
I
bitch.
think-
She was just stressed out, and even
think
bitches
she-
cry.
Yeah, I do not think that she wanted America to see her to be a vengeful bitch.
Right.
So I think she was crying
Boy.
because, they just voted her sweetheart in, and she ain't so sweet anymore.
Do you think Erika loses some of her power without her pappy around? you know, I forget his name.
Oh,
the old guy.
Jack?
Thank you,
The
Jack.
old guy?
The old guy. I mean, Jack was sort of the secret source of her power, I
I
think.
know. No, I mean, Erika's playing brilliantly right now. She's hiding behind season 6 and has a nice little shield, and she's cruising on through, and she's not in the fire right now, you know?
Call it an Amber Alert.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's 323 CBS 1000 to get on the line here. We're about to take another call. I have just one quick question.
Sure.
Because I've been watching the feeds. This is very tedious, but does Erika ever take her makeup off? Because I've seen her get out of the shower and reapply mascara.
Yeah.
I mean, specifically the eye business. Does she ever take it off? Has anybody?
No, I mean, the first thing she does is put it on in the morning, and when she showers, sometimes, you know, she'll put a hat on or something so her
To
hair
keep
and
the-
face stay on, and then she'll reapply. I don't know.
All right. That's ballsy. Keep your mask on.
So-
Okay. Fred in Florida. You're on House Calls with Alison.
Hey, Alison.
Hi, Fred.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
What do you feel about KSR winning HOH, and now he's gunning for Nokomis and Diane because Howie's trying to sway his vote that way?
Yeah.
You think that's a smart move?
Oh, not what I wanted. Not what I wanted. Those were my girls in there. But, you know, season 6 is on top of it. They are running the house. And, you know, these other people that didn't keep me in, probably a huge mistake because I would have gone after them. And I think Danielle's going to play both sides. So Kaser's, you know, really doing a good job in tearing up the other people. And all that's going to be left is season 6 in a little bit. I think he's doing well.
And we already watched that last year.
Yeah.
Instant replay.
All over again.
All right. We're going to take a very, very short break. It's so quick, though, so don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back with more of your calls. You're watching House Calls, the Big Brother Talk Show.
Homie.
Welcome back to House Calls, the Big Brother Talk Show. Gretchen Massey here, Joe Adalian from Daily
Hello.
Variety. You've also seen him on Reality Remix. And, of course, the first all-star to be evicted, Alison. And we're taking your calls. It's 323 CBS 1000. Let's go to Alison's home state of Pennsylvania and talk to Caitlin. Hi, Caitlin. You're on with Alison.
Hi, Alison. I'm like your biggest fan ever.
Hi. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, thanks.
If you could do anything different, what would you have done?
You know what? I'm not sure there's too much I could have done differently. I was a target right when I walked in that door. So, you know, I'm pretty proud of how I played the game this time, and it was fun. It was a good time, so I wouldn't change a thing.
There doesn't
I
seem
think you played really, really good.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
How old are you, Caitlin?
I'm 11.
Oh,
Wow.
11.
Oh, well, thank you for watching.
Thanks for calling.
You're welcome.
Now, be careful when watching Big Brother. You don't want to copy what these people do. It's not. You got to be nice to each other. Okay. Exactly.
All right.
Well, I have a question for you in terms of alliances, though. It doesn't seem like anyone in the house is really shifting. Everyone seems to have gone in the house sort of knowing where their alliances are. No one seems, everyone's trying to get season 6 out. Did you or anyone else ever think of trying to take a couple people and align with season 6, sort of, and then split them up later?
No, absolutely not, because if you align with season 6 now, later on, they still have the numbers. You know, even if I join them, they're still going to have the numbers and their bond from last year, and it's still being fresh. I mean, they haven't had time to, you know, calm down from last year yet. They're going to kick us out first. So aligning with them probably would not be in anybody's best interest.
All right.
In Canada, Katie, you're on House Calls.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I'm going to admit, Alison, you weren't one of my favorite players in season 4.
That's fine.
But I was quite impressed that you decided to change the way you were playing and
Thank you.
kind of not skank it up so much this time.
Thanks.
My question is, you've done 3 reality shows now. Would you do a 4th? And if so, which one?
Ooh, good question. Absolutely, I'd do another show. I mean, I think it's great. They're fun and they're hard. I don't know. I'd really like to try Survivor, but we'll see. We'll see if there's anything else coming up.
Yeah, Survivor scares me.
Yeah,
that's hardcore. Maybe Janice Dickinson Modeling Agency. Project Runway, maybe? I don't know. Do you have some design skills? No?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not at all. Lettuce bikinis.
Yeah, exactly.
That's about it.
Lettuce bikinis.
Yes.
Gerard
Classic
in
Big
New
Brother.
York, you're on House Calls.
Hey, Alison, how you doing?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm doing great. And Gretchen, I would love to say that I love you still, even without Marcellus. You're still excellent.
Well, thank you, Gerard. Thank you.
My question is for Alison. Alison, since everyone got into the house, they've been gunning for Big Brother 6, just because they had more people. I want to know why they went for it
specifically Janelle first and not everyone else?
You know what? I honestly think that Janelle is one of the stronger out of that Season 6 alliance. She is very strong in competitions. I don't know if she's exactly smart, but she knows how to play the game. So I definitely think that she is definitely a force to reckon with.
In Florida, Karina, you're on with Alison.
Hey, Alison.
Hi there.
Hi. First off, let me tell you that you're a great player on Big Brother.
Thank you.
And I was just wondering, why do you think that you were targeted first from Jace and Janelle?
Well, I definitely think I was targeted first because Janelle, common sense would know that, you know, another blonde that's strong is probably going to come after you because there can only be one of us in the house. Let's just face that. And Jace, I don't think it was Jace really coming after me. I think that he just wasn't strong enough as an individual to stand up against Janelle whenever she brought my name into the nomination. So I think that he just kind of went with it to save his own face.
It was 8-2. We thought it might be a little bit closer. People
Really?
don't, it seemed like there was a lot of lobbying going on your behalf.
I was
so it
shocked.
seems like at the last minute, people don't want to identify themselves.
I think it was last minute, honestly, because the night before, Tuesday night, everybody was going to keep me in the house.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, Wednesday morning, Erika pulled out. And if Erika pulls out, then Marcellus pulls out. And then Will and Boogie pulled out. And that's just how it went down.
Wow. Yeah, because, boy, at once the closest it got was a tie.
Yeah.
Right.
A tie.
Yeah.
And then, oh, yeah, I couldn't believe how much it changed, and then I couldn't believe you were leaving, because I really thought it was going to be Danielle.
Are you, speaking of Marcellus, are you sort of a little surprised that Marcellus, who had such an agenda of vengeance against Danielle, he chose not to he had the chance, and he chose not to. What do you think's up with that?
I think that Marcellus was really just trying to save his own face in there. You know, if he was going after Danielle, that's fine, but if he knew that she was staying because everybody else was voting that way, why would he be that one vote against her? She's just going to come after him. So he played smart. I don't punish him at all for that.
What do you think? Marcellus has a big fear. Do you think this is legitimate? That Danielle is the sort of person where he said if she doesn't get out this week, she will continue to sort of slip under, and before you know it, it's too late.
Yep.
Do you think that's a legitimate fear?
I absolutely think that is correct about Danielle, and that's one of the good things about her. I mean, she's sneaky like that, and she's good.
Well, you're also pretty good, too, and one of the reasons, when you watch the shows, you'll see the house guests were worried. Marcellus in particular, they were scared because they said you had the ability to just lie right to their face. They could not even, so where do you get, how many lies did you tell this season? Did you keep track?
You know, I lied in season 4, but this season, you know, I've been accused of lying already, but I really don't think that I lied to any of these people. You know, everything that I said to them was all legit.
You embellished a little bit when you got called on the whole, you know, when you and Danielle started sort of spreading the whole idea of the two HOHs not agreeing. There was a little bit of embellishment.
The only thing that happened there was Danielle came up with that original strategy.
Right.
And I was the dirty work. I told them flat out, I'm the one who went around to all the people.
Was that a mistake, getting involved? That maybe you might not have been such a target, getting involved right there?
It probably was. You know, it probably was my mistake getting involved in doing her dirty work. But I told them that.
Can anybody play this game without lying? People are always talking about the lies, as if it's an issue. I mean, I assume if I go in, that is my only plan. I'm going to lie.
Right.
I mean, is something wrong with me? I mean, can you even do it without lying?
I don't believe you can. Even Nokomis, if you saw her farewell message to me last night, was, you probably lied. Well, Nokomis lied. That's calling the kettle black, you know? Like, she totally said, oh, Alison, you didn't come to me and say anything to Danielle, and she told me that Danielle never came to her about, you know, trying to keep her in the votes, but both of us did. So everybody's lying.
I know. It's bizarre.
It's Big Brother.
This is an example of how Marcellus weighs the option of Alison or Danielle. Alison or Danielle. What do you do in that situation? So let's take a look at a clip from Marcellus in the diary room.
Alison has potential to buddy up with Boogie and Will.
Okay.
My first choice would, of course, be that both of them got to pack their bags and sail away. How do you choose between gonorrhea or the clap? What are you going to do?
Snap, I think, is the word that comes to mind.
Gonorrhea or the clap?
Does he have both?
I'm not sure.
He did
I don't
this
know.
Season. He had both Danielle and I.
gonorrhea or the
Wow.
clap. And I was
Wow.
wondering who is who? Which one's harder
Exactly.
to treat?
Yeah.
Can penicillin knock them both out? I have no idea.
That's
but
really foul.
I know, isn't it? That was the quote of the day of last night's show. Marcellus, so eloquent, so eloquent. Nicely done.
Good job, Marcellus.
He's also, I don't know if you've heard, he's coined himself America's black gay sweetheart.
Well, he is. I'll give him that. There weren't any other black gay guys in the house, so he can have that one.
Is there anyone you really liked in the house? Really, truly
I
liked?
really like Diane. I think she's great. She's awesome. The girl's hilarious and fun, and yeah, she's good.
Okay.
All right, let's go to Minnesota and talk to Leo. You're on with Alison.
Hey, guys. Hi, Alison.
Hi.
Hey, I have a question for you, Alison. Did you really believe that Danielle and you would think that Jace would actually go along with your strategy and risk putting himself on the block? And did you consider that by telling Jace your strategy, it might backfire? And then secondly, is it possible that Danielle was using you as the fall guy if the strategy failed because you'd be the perfect person for her to have to go up against?
Absolutely, 100%. And I did think that Jace would do that. You know, honestly, it's risky. The pawns always go. But we had the numbers. It would have only made sense, and that was a perfect way to get out Janelle. Jace would have been safe, and that's just the way, you know, the cookie crumbles.
I have to agree with you. It was a brilliant plan on Danielle's part. And it's sort of just strange that Jace didn't have the guts to do it. I got to say.
Not smart.
I'm glad he did it because I sort of like the Janelle, but I think, yeah, it was a brilliant move.
It would have been great. And I do think that I got stuck doing the dirty't but, you know, that too is I am a perfect person to go up against. Everybody hated me, so.
Right. What does that feel like? Does that, do you take any of it personally?
Yeah.
Or
do you just, do not
Heavens, no.
care?
I mean, in the house, we all get along. I mean, no, nobody comes up to you and be like, oh, we hated you. But, you know, we all know it outside. Oh, this person's hated, this person's hated.
Yeah.
But we all get along. It's not personal at all. I could care less.
That's good. That's good. It is good to get along. Because, I mean, you're stuck in a house in the valley for 3 months.
Exactly.
Right.
Jeez. And it's going to be 107 tomorrow.
Exactly.
You got out at the perfect time.
Yeah.
Although, did you get enough tan? You got a nice tan. Just enough. It's a safe tan.
You know, it's a little hot on that AstroTurf that they have out there for
What did you think of the house this year?
You know, the house is huge.
Yeah.
It's absolutely huge.
Much bigger than when you were on.
It's scary. I don't like that bug stuff going on.
Yeah, the bug room, the tarantulas.
Yeah, not cool. But, I mean, it's fun. And it's really hard to spy. And I was really good at spying. And
we watch you. I know. We watch you. You're the only one up doing stuff late at night.
Well, exactly.
Sneaking around.
We saw a scene last night where it looked like you were listening in on, who was it?
It was James and Boogie.
And were you actually there listening?
I
that wasn't
was
creative
there
editing?
listening.
Wow.
I was there listening.
And were you able to hear them?
I was able to hear them until the Big Brother cameras were going,
And that gives you
I'm
away.
looking up at the camera going, shh, you're blowing my cover. So I missed some of it.
You in the house know when those cameras start turning, you guys get suspicious.
Oh, you can hear them, yeah. So if you hear a camera turning or you see a camera turning, I'm like, oh, somebody's scandalizing over there.
Right. So you can take your cues from the camera to know who to listen to.
Only if you're smart. I don't know if the rest of them can figure it out.
There you go.
No one said that yet. Brandy in Missouri, you're on House Calls with Alison.
Brandy, you are a fine girl.
Hi, Brandy.
Hi, how are you guys? My question, Alison, is how has your boyfriend reacted to seeing you on the show and hearing some of the questionable statements that you have made in the house?
That was one of my questions, too, as soon as I got off, to be honest. But
do I have a boyfriend anymore?
Yeah, do I have a boyfriend? I do. And the first things that he said to me when I got off was, you are the most gorgeous woman I've ever seen in my life. Wow. And I was like, ah! And he told me that he was really proud of me and how I played the game. And he is the most admired person in my life. I respect him and admire him more than anybody else. And to hear that come from his mouth, I was just so pleased and so honored.
Wow.
So.
Now, whatever happened to Donnie? Season 4, you could not stop talking about Donnie. When did you guys split up? You went on The Amazing Race with Donnie, right?
I don't know who he is.
You guys went on the race? Was the race tearing
We went on the race, and it's his fault that we lost, and we haven't talked since.
Since the race?
Really? I mean, we broke up after the race, and we talked a little bit after that, but we
Reality
have not
TV
been
claims
together.
another victim.
Is that what Was that the biggest trigger in that breakup?
CBS broke up Donnie and I, yes.
Wow. The Eliminator.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Wow.
it sounds like it's worked out for the best anyway, like it always does.
Yeah.
In Texas,
Donnie was a little needy.
Carrie, you were on House Calls.
Hi. I had a question for Alison.
Hi there.
About the pregame play that you had going on with Diane and the whole Tony Ferrari thing. There's been lots on the internet about that, and I've been curious about that.
Who?
Conspiracy theories. Well, there are some conspiracy theories out there that somehow, you probably don't even want to talk about it, even if it is true.
I have no idea who Tony
Wait, what was that?
She was from Temptation Island, or from Love Cruise. You know, she's Tony with the really
Hold on 1 second. Let's go, Carrie.
Janelle-sized breasts. Yeah.
What are you saying? Can you say it in 10 seconds?
There's been Tony Ferrari, Diane's ex-roommate that was on some other reality television shows, apparently told Janelle that Diane and Alison and Nokomis had this alliance going into the house before they even knew that they were
Okay,
elected.
thanks. So the question is, did you have an alliance before you went into the house with Nokomis and Diane?
No, actually, we are forbidden by CBS to contact one another once it was revealed, you know, that there would be an All-Star. So that's absolutely not true. I've never even heard of Tony whatever.
Yeah.
And Diane never even spoke of her in the house. But I did meet Diane one time before we entered the house, and it was at her wrap party, and it was probably for about 20 minutes, and that was it.
Right. So not time to know, to predict, to plan, to
No,
plot, and
never
form an alliance.
Yeah, no, never exchange numbers or anything.
Okay, in Maryland, Amy, you're on House Calls with Alison.
Hello?
Hi.
Oh, hello. I didn't hear you say my name. I'm sorry. Hi, Alison. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm going to have to admit, you are not one of my favorite people in the house from either season.
I understand.
But I have to ask, what were you thinking and hiding in that pot at the bottom of the stairs?
Oh, I wasn't hiding. Will told me to get in it, see if I could get into it. So I did.
But why did you continue to stand there for 2 more hours?
I wasn't in there for 2 hours, but if you would have watched the live feed, you would have saw that there were pillows in there, and I fell asleep.
That is funny.
Yeah.
Why not stay in there? I mean, again, do I need to repeat House in the Valley? Nothing else you do?
I say go with the crafty. Just say you were listening.
I know, I
think
should
it's
be
brilliant.
smarter
Someone
than
else
that.
can do that.
I thought it
Come
was
on.
excellent, actually.
Yeah, it was
when
great.
I thought it was all your idea.
No.
And
Will,
then I
wouldn't
liked you
have
even
thought of
more
it.
because I thought, have you ever done this? I know I've done it. My sister's done it. Do you ever get into a dryer to see if you can fit?
Yeah, no.
You haven't?
No.
After this moment, will you try?
Probably not.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Fair enough.
You like to dumpster dive?
Yeah.
Get into dryers. You're just your inner 12-year-old. You gotta love it, Gretchen.
I do.
You
I
embrace
do
it.
love her.
I'll tell you, though, the whole pot
Well, we
thing,
like it.
that was the only place the cameras couldn't catch you. You can't fit under the beds in there. So I was, like, loving the pot. I was like, ooh, nighttime, I can snore, I can drool, and no one will know.
And nobody will know. Brilliant. Okay, this is the point in the week when we are going to do the Super Pass question of the week. Now, I'll tell you what this is. As you know, you get your 24/7 live feeds through CBS.com and Real Networks. Now, if you are a subscriber, one of the perks is that you can email directly to our show, to House Calls, and we will ask the questions for you. Because if you've noticed, the lines get pretty jammed, especially when there's an all-star on. So this is a way to get around it. So,
Sounds like we need a drum roll or something.
yes,
Go
we
on.
do. Can you do it?
No, I can't.
All right, fair enough. Now, Alison.
All right.
First question of the week. Is there ever a moment in the house when no one is eating?
Ew, not
Thanks
if
for the
Janelle's in
softball.
there.
Oh! Wow.
She does like to eat, though.
She does. She was like,
I mean,
one
it's
more
just a fact.
cookie.
It's not a judgment, but
One more cookie. One more cookie. I was like, Janelle, you said that 4 cookies ago. Put that thing down right now.
Yeah, and I know, I've noticed her pattern. She gets bored, she starts to eat, and then she always has that same reaction, and she's like, oh, I feel so bloated, I don't ever want to eat again. And then her little pattern just goes over and over and over.
She and June would make good friends, right?
Yeah, they could be best buds.
Exactly. Whatever happened to June? How is June doing?
I don't know. I heard she had a really awesome promotion. I hope she's doing well. I was really disappointed I didn't see her on All Stars.
I know. That
Yeah,
was-
I thought she would be a good candidate.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
she beat me. I mean, let's do it again.
Is it weird being in the Big Brother house? Oh, well, we have another question.
We
sorry.
do.
Real
we
Network,
do.
sorry.
I'm sorry. Got to take theirs. So, again, you can ask these questions through Real Networks and the 24-hour feeds. Mike Boogie and Dr. Will seem to be a strong alliance, as strong of an alliance as the BB6 group. Are the house guests that are not part of the BB6 group making a huge mistake by not concentrating on getting Mike, Boogie, and Dr. Will split up?
I don't believe they're making a mistake yet, just because we need the numbers. In the beginning, the game is only about numbers, you know. If you can get each other out, great, but right now they need Mike, Boogie, and Will. Otherwise, season 6 is just going to tear it up and get them all out.
Yeah, and I don't think that they are as strong as the Big Brother 6. I mean, there's just 2 of them.
Yeah,
There's
they
two of
can't
them,
be.
right.
It's impossible to be that strong.
And Mike Boogie's just worried about like promoting his restaurants.
Yeah.
He got a little product placement. Are you going to go to his?
I gotta tell you though, I do love Mike Boogie.
You do
love
like the
me
Boogie?
some Mike Boogie. He is funny.
Yeah.
He is hilarious, and he's pure entertainment in the house.
Are you going to go to his? We will not name the restaurant because he doesn't need more promotion. But will you go to his restaurant? Will you get free food? Have you been
Absolutely
promised
will.
free food?
I have been promised free food, and I am going.
Excellent.
It actually is pretty good. But,
I heard.
Yeah.
Okay, we are going to take a very quick break. The number again, 323-CBS-1000 to get on the line here. And we will be back
with Alison.
More of Alison.
Alison's right here. So excited. It's almost over. Ooh.
Okay, welcome back to House Calls, the Big Brother Talk Show. I'm Gretchen Massey, Joe Adalian here, and of course, Alison, the All-Star.
Ms. Alison, you're here.
Hello.
Hello.
Now, I'm going to try to get through as many of your calls as possible because I know so many people want to talk to Alison, and we do have limited time. So, it will be concise, you be concise, and let's everybody have a chance to speak to Alison.
It's the speed round.
Here we go.
Let's go.
Washington State, Carrie, have you got a question for Alison?
Me?
Okay, yeah, we're off and
sorry.
running, huh?
My question was, since the Big Brother 6 people were all voted in by America and some of the others were not, did that affect the feeling in the house?
I do think that it made the rest of the house guests gun after season 6 a little bit more. We're all pretty jealous, you know, that we didn't get voted in by America, but, you know, the truth of the matter is that they are a strong alliance. No matter how they got in the house, they're there, and they have a lot of them.
Okay, in Indiana, Mike, have you got a question for Alison?
Yes.
Hey.
Go
How
for
are you today? My question is, and I love the BB6 crew, does Alison think that Marcellus was in a prearranged alliance with the season 6 people?
Ooh.
I think that Marcellus is in a prearranged alliance with just about every person in that house. I think that he is one crafty little guy, and you got to keep on your toes with him.
Okay, right here in California, Tom, have you got a question for Alison?
Yeah, I would like to know, how do you get perceived by people you meet on the street now when you meet them for the very first time? Do they like you? Do they dislike you? What's the normal perception now?
Okay, honestly, I get 2 reactions. Wow, you're a lot skinnier in real life. I get that all the time. And then, wow, you're not as mean as I thought you'd be. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool. I know I was perceived as the villainous, and I kind of like it.
Better than the opposite happening.
Yeah.
Better than people seeing you and saying, like,
You're
oh my
a pork
God,
chop.
Exactly.
or, oh my God, yeah.
You're definitely not cute.
Peter in Texas.
And you're much meaner.
What's your question?
Yeah, I got a comment for Alison. First of all, I think she did a great job on the show.
Thank you.
And I'm curious, is Will actually real when he looks at the camera and says he doesn't want to be there, and he gives the impression that he doesn't want to be there? I'm just curious, is Will real?
You know, it's really hard to tell. That's a question I think all of us have, if he's really wiring circuits underneath that skin. But I do think that is part of his strategy. By him telling all of us that he doesn't want to be there, everybody kind of gets the feel that he's kind of going to get himself kicked out. So why should we do it for him? So they're not even going after him right now, and I think that's pretty brilliant.
Back to Pennsylvania. Danny, it's your turn.
Hey, Gretchen, Joe, and Alison. Alison, I was wondering if you were surprised by any of the 6 that didn't get into the house.
You know, I would like to say Lisa, just because I thought there'd be 2 winners in there, but initially when the 20 came out, I said Lisa will not be in the house, so I guess no.
Why is that?
Because I thought that good girl, nice girl thing
Just
was
not that
already
interesting.
taken by Erika,
Right.
and I just think that Lisa didn't have the camera.
Did Chicken George surprise you?
Yeah, who's Chicken George?
Oh.
Like,
he's friend of the foul.
What
He is, Chicken George.
is that? Who is that? And why is he so old and stupid? I don't understand.
That's the Alison we know and love.
Yeah, there you go. There's a little
Yeah,
piece of
Chicken
Alison.
George, not buying the necklace, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, the necklace is scary.
Jacob in Vermont, you're on House Calls with Alison.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I have a question for Alison.
Okay.
Hi, Alison.
What's up?
How are you?
I'm
Speed
great.
round, come on.
Come on.
What did you think of Howie following Will around the house?
I think that Howie's a freak, and there's really no other way to put that. He loves Dr. Will and wants to be Dr. Will, so he tried to make out with him, follow him, kiss him, love him, hug him, and make fun of him. Kind of weird.
He's got a total man crush on him.
Yeah, it was sick.
Alan in Ohio. Hey, Alan, it's your turn to ask a question to Allison.
Hey, Alison.
Hey.
You came up with a theory about instead of eating peanut butter and jelly, they'll be eating the bugs because of the bedroom.
Yeah.
Right after you came up with that and you start telling everybody, you were called immediately into the diary room.
Yeah.
Does that have something to do with your theory?
No, it had nothing to do with my theory, and my theory was just to see if those stupid house guests would believe me, and they did. And I don't think they're going to be eating spiders or anything like that. I think I just got them suckered in.
I think you suckered in a lot of people.
I did.
Exactly.
I did.
I know what they're going to be eating.
Oh,
I
you
can't
do?
say. I've been
What?
sworn to secret. I know.
But is
I
it
keep dropping.
spiders? Can you say
I know.
that?
I can say that you were really way off. Yes.
So it's
they
not
are
bugs.
dumb.
Yes.
They are dumb.
They are
Yeah.
dumb.
Oh gosh, I was so like, these people are so dumb if they're gonna believe this.
That you would have to eat bugs.
And they did. They were like, oh, they're flying in grasshoppers and crickets. I was like, oh yeah.
At least they were going to be exotic,
Exactly.
import bugs.
It's,
if you ask me bugs.
it's Big Brother people, not Fear Factor.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Never eaten a bug.
Ugh.
Ashley in Nevada.
Hey, Alison.
What's that?
Hi. I have a question. Nokomis and Diane, they were the ones going for you and trying to help keep you in, and now they're in there. Do you think they're really threatened because they just don't have the numbers anymore?
Yeah, I mean, I was their shield. I was the little lady's shield, so I think that they are a little bit scared now that I'm gone because they knew that they could have thrown me under the bus at any time if it was any of the three of us up there. I'd be up there first, so I think they're scared.
See, I think season 6 needs to get the ladies into their alliance and get rid of Mike Boogie, get rid of Dr. Will, get rid of Jace, get rid of all the physical threats. But we'll see.
Lachey in Missouri. What's your question?
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hi, Allison. I had a question. Did you know that Jace was actually the one that suggested putting you up?
I did not. I did not know that, but I appreciate that information because when he comes out, he's mine.
Yeah. Oh, so it was Jace's original idea.
Wow.
See, if I would have known that, I probably would have hated on Jace instead of Janelle.
Right.
But it was still fun hating on Janelle.
Oh.
Gotta hate on someone. Gotta hate on someone in the game.
She's your busto.
Yeah, she's my buster.
Celia in New York.
Hi, Allison.
Hello.
I was wondering if you think the Big Brother household was challenged by Kaser being so big in the U.S.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand the question. What was it again?
Well, with Kaser being so big,
Uh-huh.
do you think the household was challenged by him and threatened by him?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I think that, Kaser being one of America's favorites and being a strong competitor just, doubles his threat, and we're definitely after him. At least I was.
Yeah, see, my theory is Kaser isn't all that. I like Kaser. He's a popular, good guy. But this was the guy who took his hand off the buzzer when what were you thinking, Kaser? So Kaser's a little vulnerable.
Like, let me tell you
Yeah,
that.
he
Being
is.
in the house with him, this dark, cloaked figure would just appear out of nowhere, and you're like, whoa, there's Kaser. I was like Houdini-ish, just
Yes,
freaky.
this year on the feeds, I know I'm calling him Kaser the Pacer because I'm seeing him a lot in the background doing a lot of change shaking in the pocket, sort of pacing, and you're always just, you see the gears turning.
He's like Chris Angel, the mind freak.
I couldn't get his name right either. I was calling him Kasler for a while.
Kasler?
I was like, Kasler! I mean, Casey. I mean, what is your name?
In Canada, Annie, what's your question for Allison?
Hi, Allison. I just wanted to say real quick that I'm a huge fan of yours.
Thank you.
And I think you're amazing.
Thanks.
And I just wanted to know, since you're clearly rooting for Danielle, who do you think she should team up with to secure a spot in the final two?
The girls. Definitely the girls. I think she should team up with Nokomis and Diane for right now, and then get Will and Boogie on their side too, and then knock out the guys for the final three, get rid of Nokomis, and have her and Diane.
That's great. You should fax it right over to the house.
Yep.
That's a good plan.
Banner.
Paula in Tennessee, you're on with Allison.
Hello, Allison?
Hi.
Hi. Last night when Danielle left the message, if you were the one voted out, she said something about an eye for an eye.
That's my girl.
Okay. Does that mean that you all had planned ahead that if she was voted out, you would go after those who went against her, and that if she had been voted out, you would go against the ones who had, who was responsible.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Okay.
Danielle is going after Janelle and Jace, but things might twist a little bit where she's going to have to wait a week or something like that, but ultimately that girl's not stupid. She knows who went after her, and if they put her up the first time, they'll have no problem putting her up again.
If they're smart, they'll get rid of her very soon.
Yep.
Danielle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want them to, but I think they might have to.
If they're smart, they will, but I don't think they are.
You don't want a woman scorned is not something you want to be dealing with.
That girl's good.
Yeah.
In Florida, Vanessa, you're on House Calls.
Hey, Alison.
Hey, what's up?
Nothing much. I watched you even when you were on Amazing Race. I love that show, too. You guys tried really hard. I know that was tough. I was wondering about James. What do you think is going to go on with him?
James?
Yeah.
I am not a James fan. I'll be the first to admit. I honestly thought he was very annoying on the show, and I just feel like his whole bit with Sarah is very fake.
Whoa.
Oh, you mean what he's saying about the relationship this year?
He's saying it on live feed because he knows she's watching.
What is he saying about Sarah?
He would just be like, I miss you, Sarah, and you can just hear it out of his voice that it's not sincere.
Because I heard him talking about how exciting it is and the first date he went on with her, and he definitely was talking about it a lot.
She's way too good for him, and I've never even met her.
Whoa. All right.
Yeah, I'm not a James fan.
James talks about Sarah almost as much as you talked about Donnie.
Yeah, he's very stealth-like, very trying to manipulate both sides of the house. They're going to catch on. They're not stupid. I don't think he has a chance. But I don't think that's right.
Thank you for that insight. In Utah, Tammy, you're on with Alison on House Calls.
Hi.
Hey.
Well, I wanted to call in because everybody seems to be being very nice about Alison. It's amazing how she has ability to turn things around and act like she's an innocent victim, when actually when she was on Big Brother, she was probably one of the biggest hoes we've seen, and now she has the nerve to slam on Janelle, when Janelle's probably one of the most respected people in that house.
Wait,
I mean,
how would you respect a person who is a VIP cocktail waitress at age 26 with fake boobs, fake lips, fake hair, and yet that's respectable?
You know what?
I think for 30 years old or above, which is what you sound like.
Fake hair or fake lips. Half the movie stars have all that. But she is not in bed with every guy the way you were. I mean, what are you thinking?
Let me ask you, how old are you, ma'am?
I'm actually 45.
Yeah, you can tell because younger people don't use the word hose anymore.
Well, you know what?
Sorry. It was nice talking to you. Have a good time chatting with the dial tone.
All right.
Wow.
That is what I was waiting for the whole show. Wow. Thank you, Tammy, for calling, instigating
That was good.
it.
Thank you.
Tammy, you speak, you may not like what Tammy says. She does speak for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But, you give it as good as you get.
Yeah.
Even more so. And by the way, you didn't sleep with those people. You just were in their beds.
Never
and just sort
once.
Of cuddled.
That's the one thing. They always made it seem they're very good.
You weren't Dave.
I never once spent the night in a bed with a guy
Mm.
because my dad was on the live feeds. Like, I know that you didn't.
Right.
But we did. There were nap times. I mean, there's 4 beds in a house.
Right.
Right.
How many people do you have to choose from to sleep next to?
Right.
It's
And
virtually
by the way,
impossible.
it was someone else who slept with someone literally on season 4.
I know, but
Not
yet
you.
I'm the hoe.
But you're the hoe?
Wait,
Mm.
I kiss the guy, but I'm the hooker. Some people just don't have stuff straight.
All right.
But Tammy, thank you for calling.
Yeah, it was good.
Oh,
Good
are
to
you
express
kidding
your
me?
opinion.
That was great.
Absolutely.
Gotta have a little Dukes, or it's boring.
Yeah.
So, Alison, we are going to wrap up here. And I know you have to go around. You have to do all the press and stuff. And it's very busy when you come out of the house.
It's fun, though. It's very fun.
Good, good. Well, thank you so much for being on our
Great
show.
being here.
Thank you.
And taking all of the calls. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate it, too. Thank you, callers.
And it was so nice to meet you, even though I was hoping to meet you later on. But you know what? It was nice to meet you anyway.
Thank
Yes.
you.
You softened my heart.
Aw.
You softened my heart. I was
Thank
a little bit wrong on you. Nice person.
Well, thank you.
Okay, so if you do not have the live feeds, you need to get them now because, as anybody knows, that's where all the real action and
happens.
scoop goes down. You can get them right here at CBS.com. And don't forget, the new time this year, Sunday nights at 8 will be the very next episode. Let's see what Kaser does with his new HOH power, King Kesar. And House Calls will be back next week with a new surprise guest host. This is a previous house guest that will be joining me Monday morning,
stuff.
sitting right here. Joe Adalian, thank you very much for doing an
Gretchen,
entire
this
week
was so
with
awesome.
me.
This woman is wonderful. Everyone knows this. Thank you so much. You are awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. And we
the
are
producers
here
as well.
Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, only at CBS.com.